Hey guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate you following Unlocked. I cannot thank you enough. This only grows when you share it, so thank you for subscribing. Hit the like button, and if you can do me a huge favor, rate us and send this to somebody that hasn't listened to it yet. I need everybody, please, to write this down. Please, please, please. This is the foundation of the business, and this is the first system you should ever learn, you should ever teach. And if you're a leader, I want you to please have some room in your brain to understand and just to entertain. What did Chase say yesterday? I want you to entertain the possibility that you might have been doing this wrong. Okay? Is that okay with everybody? Yes. And then that's, and for those of you that do trust me and you're not offended easily, you're doing it wrong. Okay? So is that okay? Jay, how are you, bro?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. So this is the first system a new person comes in and they should learn. This is the first system you should teach. And if you're probably not doing this right, and I realized yesterday, and it's going to be a game changer. We have to do a better job at reteaching it. And I'm asking publicly all the level 2s and all the leaders that are teaching this to new people to please get a checkup. You can send it to me or to Claire or anybody that's been here for a long time if you're doing it properly, okay? If you're teaching it properly, because it is the foundation. I wanted to make a quick announcement about these pins. So one thing that's been very forgotten in this business, and I ran this by the next up leaders, so they all agree. So and this doesn't apply to Houston people. What you wearing there, my boy? A snake?
Yeah, my team's mamas.
My team is mamas. That's correct. Oh, I'm like mamas. No mamas. No mamas. Wait, mambas. Very cool. So for our office, okay, it helps us a lot with our 30-day boot camp that we're doing for orientation, if that's okay with you. We only want to wear our office pin. I know you guys have traveled and you guys have pins from every company. Now you guys have book club pins. Can we be honest about the book club pins? They're ugly. I know Eddie just promoted them to you, but they just don't look good. What does it say there? Late night reading club. Like, it just doesn't look good. You know, you can have a Newbern pin. This is a new dress code for us, okay? You can have a Newbern pin if you're a level 2, or you can have no pin. Does that make sense? Can you guys help us with that? Here's why. We're talking to the boot camp people so that we can help you, and we want them to understand. So Juan, for example, you guys see Juan back there, handsome Colombian guy right there? He's going to remove the pin that is weird and keep the Newbern pin. That's the goal, because it helps us identify to the newest people when they don't know what to do, where to go, when they're a little lost. Hey, just find somebody with a pin. Does that make sense? And we want to help you get into level 2. Madison's going to qualify for level 2 very soon, and a lot of you guys are qualifying for level 2, the Mambas, and all these people in Houston. So anyway, that's a side note. Please wear your pin, and if you don't have one, earn one. I recommend it. It comes with a pay raise. You know, you make on Frontier, I know you go from making $110 per sale to $145. So basically 150, which is a $40 raise per unit on a 6-day a week. That's already a $200 raise. Anybody can use an extra $800 a month? Come on, like, it is an $800 basic raise monthly. It actually is, but you will notice it. Like, it's not like you don't know, you will notice it. So anyway, back to the business here. This is the first and most important system. We've been doing it wrong. Okay, so I'm going to break it down. I'm going to really emphasize the end, okay? But you need to learn how to explain it. I want you to listen and learn how to teach it. So I'm going to treat you like you're a brand new person, okay? This is the 5 steps to a conversation. It's not the 5 steps to a sale. It is not the 5 steps to almost a sale. It's the 5 steps to a conversation. So a conversation involves at least 2 people. Does that make sense? This cannot be, a pitch might involve just you. A conversation involves 2 human beings. So I need you to learn how to build impulse. Raise your hand here if you've ever been, or you know what I'm talking about, like you felt the urge to purchase something. Raise your hand if you've ever at the end, like right at the end of the grocery when there were still cash registers and no self-checkout, you bought the bar or the Red Bull, or you ate the thing that was right there on the thing, and you got a 2-for-1 Snickers. Anybody's ever done that? Ladies, you ever bought anything on impulse? When you're buying your makeup sets, you buy like the extra thing, the extra lipstick because it was on clearance or whatever. Yes or no? Yes. Does anybody have any other example? Think about other there's people that buy very stupid stuff on impulse, like clothes, food. A lot of, for the dudes, a lot of you don't have money. However, you buy food very impulsively. I'm hungry, buy food. Your brain doesn't go to grocery. Why? Because you just want the quick meal. That's called impulse. Does that make sense? Everybody understand? Yes. Your job in the field is to create that from scratch, from zero. A customer opens the door and the last thing they want is, the last thing they have is excitement about seeing your face. They don't have excitement. They want to go back to napping. You have to not only learn to make a friend in 30 seconds. This is a difficult job. You got to make a friend in 30 seconds, build a relationship, and you have to create impulse out of nowhere. They're not excited. If anything, they're unexcited to see you, which is why complimenting them is important and things like that. Your job is to create, and if you want to say it in a different way, during your conversation with the person, you should expect the customer to say, wow, or to raise their eyebrow. You ever impressed by something? You're like, woof, that's cool. You ever see like a big paycheck that you made and you're like, ooh, that's cool, wow. That is your job. And I remember having a fun game in the field with my new person. It's like, see if you can get 3 wows per pitch. I want my customer to say wow 3 times. That's all I did during the day for months. My customer's got to say wow, okay? So that's your mindset is, how can I get the customer to have impulse? I need him to have excitement and make it, I want him to be like, I'm getting this today. That's your goal. Is it going to happen with everybody? No, but it should happen with definitely 2 to 5 people a day. So the first step is the introduction. And usually I would ask you what it is, but I'm trying not to take forever. So usually I would tell the new person, what do you think it is, blah, blah, introduction, okay? The only goal of the introduction is to break the ice. It's an icebreaker. That's it. You want to do, we break it down into C factors. The S stands for smile. Now, why do you think we smile? Yes, and again, I want you to teach this to a person that's new. Everybody that's not worked this job, they know how to explain this. Like, hey man, what does usually a stranger do or anyone do when you smile at them? They smile back. The only reason we smile is because they smile back. Again, I'm trying to make a 30-second relationships here. So it's contagious. That's why we smile. If you're like, well, I'm not a smiley person, well, you better smile for the job. Because it doesn't matter what person you are. You want to be successful here. So you want to smile. Oh, I'm just not that kind of a person. Well, no, you ever hear, that's a stupid statement. Like, would just be that person for 30 seconds. You ever hear people that like, you know, I'm just not they have a lot of dogs. And why do you have so many dogs? I'm just not a people person. You ever hear, well, listen, you're going to have a tough time in this planet. It's full of people. So you got to learn to be a people. What do you mean you're not a people person? What are you then? Like you are a people person. You just choose to not engage in difficult things. But you are a people person. You're a human being. Okay, the second one is C factors. We do eye contact. And why we do eye contact, and again, I want to create an analogy for my new person to understand that. Hey, think about a child. You don't have kids, but you'll understand. You have a child, he's 9 years old. What are your grades? And then the kid looks down and he's like, is he lying or telling you the truth? Usually, when people move their eyes away from you, they're not telling the truth. Did you paint the wall? You imagine the classic kid with like the wall all full of Sharpie? Did you paint the wall? And they're like, no. What are they doing? But when they look at you in the eyes, you can always tell. The eyes are a window into someone's soul. You can see the truth in somebody's eyes. So that's why you want to make sure you connect with them. Not all the time, but you want to make sure you engage. And that, hey, I'm here with Frontier. It removes skepticism. It creates trust. And the next one is enthusiasm. And this is the one that's easiest to lose. I'm not an enthusiastic person. It doesn't matter. You need to be for 20 minutes. Okay? You need to have enthusiasm. Why? Because it makes people curious. It creates curiosity. When you're so excited about something, come on, be honest. You came into this job, you came into this room the first day, you were curious. Why? Who here loves this business, but you would quit a million times if it was only the field, but you look at the room and the environment and the people and you just kind of love coming here and you draw energy from it. Raise your hand. Why? Because you're like, why are these people so excited to do such a crappy job and to go into friggin' Saginaw to talk about cockroaches? Why? The reason why is because there's an opportunity. And there's an opportunity to not do that for a long time so that you're willing to pay the price today. Like I paid the price. Okay, that's for the job. You gotta create some sort of enthusiasm. This is why, like, you can't go to somebody's door and be like, hey, Did they tell you about the Fiverr? No, you got to be like a little into the mode, a little theater if you want. Like, hey, did they tell you about the Fiverr? Or did they tell you about the spray on Monday? No, like, no, oh my gosh, what do you mean? I'm so sorry. Now they're like, what? Wait, what are you sorry about? Does that make sense? Customers now curious, what's wrong? What's going on? Like, why are you? That's got to be the first 10 seconds. Okay? Things you do is you wave your hand by your face. Why would I wave my hand by my face? So they can see your eyes. If I wave my hand here, they look at my hand. If I wave my hand here, if I just do this, if I just do, hey, no, I got to be intentional. Like, you got to look, and this is what I think of me when I did this in the field, but I'm like, you have to look like a complete idiot. And I remember Chang is Asian, and when she was in the field teaching me, I remember I was like, she was like a puppet the whole time. She was like, literally to every customer that walked by, she would like show him the teeth back here and smile so hard that it was very clear she literally would not pitch a lot of people. If people would not smile back or look at her, she would not even try, which would protect her own attitude. That's a hack right there. Don't pitch them. Leave. Because she was making sure this was done. You're pitching everyone probably, because you're not sure if it works because you're not doing this. Chang was like this. Hi, how you doing today? I'm telling you, bro. Do that. Oh, that's not who I am. Be that. How you doing today? Real quick. And like, she was sometimes like, and it's impossible to not smile at her. It's impossible. Impossible. Okay? Do you understand? You're pitching here. It's the beginning of creating impulse, okay? This is the impulse curve, okay? So at the beginning, when you do the introduction, step number 1, there's no impulse. By the time I'm doing some, hi, how you doing? I'm creating curiosity. There's a little bit of an uplift of impulse. You see what I mean? Do you? Yes. But at the beginning, there's none. So you're just raising it. If you're a normal human, you're like, what is this lady so excited about? And so you're curious and you stop. What is it? And Chang's like, and then you go into your short story, okay? Step number 2, you go into your short story. Short story, you just got to answer these 2 questions. Who we are, what we do. It's okay to start your pitch with a question. Did they tell you about the spray on Monday? But what's the purpose of that question? What are you trying to get answer from that? Anybody? What's that?
The quality of columns, so the speakers.
You get them to interact, see if they're interacting.
Build curiosity.
Yes, the answer, I'm asking a question because I want them to be like curious and ask me back, what's happening on Monday? I haven't heard. Is that not your ideal response from the customer? What Fiverr's being reinstalled? That would be awesome. I would love that. That's your ideal answer. So, but you have to combine it with some enthusiasm. If you're not combining it with enthusiasm, eye contact, and a smile, then it's just like hey, did I tell you about Monday? It could work on the one rapper you meet a day, but it's not going to work with everyone. So you got to have some sort of curiosity. You follow me? Because your goal is to raise the impulse. Your goal is to raise the impulse, to build impulse, okay? Then you do a short story. Why? Because it removes skepticism. Again, and when I'm explaining this to my new person, I need to tell them the reason why every step, okay? So I have to have my badge. If I forgot it, I got to do a really good job identifying myself. My gosh, I forgot my badge. I'll say it. But I always put the badge, and I hold. Anybody have a badge on them? So I have my badge, and I always use it and hold it because it creates legitimacy. And I'll put it right here. Hi, hey, did they tell you about the spray? No, blah, blah. Hey, my name's Richard with Frontier. And I'll put it right here. Why? I know, I look a little darker. But why do I put it right here? I want them to look at my face, so don't be lazy and just be like, I'm Richard with Frontier, and pull it down. Don't be lazy. Everything's worth a purpose. I'm Richard, I work with Frontier. I'm looking at the eye contact, but I want them to understand there's a badge. I identify. I work with Frontier. We actually switched the internet for every neighbor. We're not going to talk about Fuji, but you just got to answer this, and it's got to be short, okay? It's called keep it short and simple. Keep it short and simple. You have to be short and simple. My name's Richard with Frontier, And I would recommend adding some greed factor. We just finished with your neighbors so-and-so, and so we're actually just you're on our way here. You're just on our way. We're stopping by for fiber, for pest, whatever. But that's who I am. It's who I am. What do? Merchant with Frontier, we're switching everyone's internet here because it is so cheap. I don't know the pitch, but it's got to be short and simple. That wouldn't be a bad pitch. We're switching everyone's internet because it is so cheap. Did you get your discount yet? No. Huh. I'm sorry about that. We'll do it right now. Sold. Okay? But it's got to be simple. So now I'm answering a little bit. The impulse is going a little up because hopefully, again, you used a little bit of Fuji, and there's like there's some sort of a need being developed. It's got to be, everybody needs to be able to do this. This is not a personality contest. This is it's a leadership thing. So a person that's shy can do this. If you're training and you're not getting a lot out of your training, it's because you're not making them follow 5 steps. If I'm training Cinderella in the field, I'm asking, hey, watch if I miss step 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Out of the 5 steps, I want you to check mark on your notebook every day. And everybody should have a notebook in the field. If you're just on your phone, it's bad. You should have like a tracker and I recommend you get a paper tracker. Okay, we can help you with that. Hey, Cinderella, I might be training somebody, and Madison probably does this. I might skip a step because I want to prove to them. I want to see if they're listening, my new guy. And today, what you're going to do in the field, Zach, I know it's your first day today. All I'm going to do in front of the people is I'm going to just do these 5 steps. And I want you to grade me based on your learnings today. I know it's your first day shadowing. And then you're going to feel confident towards the end of the day. We're going to help you master steps 1 and 2. By the end of today, Zach, your goal as a new person is you're going to be a freaking ninja of intro and short story. We're going to say, hey, how you doing? And then we're going to say, I'm here with Frontier, and put your badge on your face. And then I'm going to come into the pitch. Sounds good? Can you think you can do that, Zach? Zach's like, okay, sounds like a pretty easy goal. Does that make sense? I just want my new person coming back day 2. They're a intro short story ninja. They are a total ninja, okay? Step number 3 is the presentation. The presentation is where I'm losing you guys. Presentation is only 2 to 3 key facts, okay? Notice the word key, and notice the word 2 to 3. Nobody wants to know everything about your product. Dude, I used to sell pillows inside of Sam's Club. I got promoted to leadership selling pillows, 4 for $100 and or 2 for 60. And it was great pillows. They last you 45 decades, and I would have my whole pitch. But you tell me the truth, man. Who here has actually bought it? Anybody not use one? Anybody? Not, one person. Everyone uses a pillow, agree? What do you want to know about your pillow? Whenever you buy a pillow, let's say you find me in the store selling you a pillow. Do you remember the last day you were in the market and you know what? I'm getting out of my house today. I'm going to the store to buy a pillow. Never, agree? But we all have one. So you see how that's same as internet. Same as internet, same as pest control. We all have it. We all need it. But there's never the day that you're like, hey, on day 32, on Wednesday, I'm getting my oil changed and buying pillows. It doesn't happen, agree? What does that mean you need to learn to do? I need to build impulse. I need to get you excited to like, what? Out of my budget, I'm scraping out for some pillows today. So my pitch on the pillows, you tell me, bro, imagine. You're buying a pillow today, like you're literally moving to a new house, there's no pillows. What would you want to know about the pillow? And just be a customer right now. What would you want to know about the dang pillow? Is it soft or firm?
Does it stay cold?
Does it stay cold? And how much is it?
What is it made out of?
Okay, but you see, 3 things. Let's be honest. Every person in the world that's going to buy a pillow, they want to know the price, and they want to touch it. Hey, is this good? I like a softer one. I like a harder one. That's it. You just want to know how soft it is and the price. That's it. Let's say you move to Seattle tomorrow, Ben, and you got to install internet, and you have all the choices. You got Frontier, AT&T, you got Spectrum, you have all the choices. What do you want to know about your internet? Do you really want to know if it's copper or fiber? What do you want to know? How much? And what else?
Speed.
The speed, if anything. But most of us, let's be honest, what do you only actually want to know? Okay? So when you over-explain the product, this is why new people sometimes do better than leaders. Because the leader knows so much about Frontier. You're talking about the history of the CEO that, met Walt Disney once. and nobody gives a crap. It's 2 to 3 key facts. It's fast, and the leader that's very experienced, they know how to realize that the customer's not into it. So 2 to 3 key facts, I spit it out, I gotta go, and the customer's not into it, I gotta go get a new one. 2 to 3 key facts, and that's it. Pick them with your upline. What are the 2 to 3 things? I think for pest control, you'll say something like, we'll get rid of the wasps, ants. What else do you say? We get wasps, ants, spiders. Maybe you say another key fact about the actual service, like we'll come every month if you need us to. If not, we're scheduled to come once a quarter. It's pet friendly. That's a good one for pet friendly. It's pet friendly, non-toxic, so your kids are gonna live. Okay? And then that's it. Once you do 2 to 3 key facts, all you have to do, and this is what we're all missing, stress the deal. You have to stress the deal. There has to be a deal. There has to be a deal. You have to have a deal. Yesterday, Pest Control had the best day ever, not because we did 26, which is also our best day ever. Everyone, the majority of people did 2. A lot of people did 3, 4. Danny had 6 the other day. We've never had that. You know what we're missing is you're not stressing the deal. You're just giving away the money. And here's how you stress the deal. There's basically 3 items you got to look at. Okay, you got to do high versus low. You got to do dollars. I'm going to explain this. Dollars versus bucks. And then you got to do retail versus wholesale. Okay? You have to explain this in every pitch. Dude, we used to sell roadshows. I used to sell pillows one day. The next day I was selling bed sheets. The next day I was selling hot packs. The next day I was selling. And so you know how I learned this business. It was not one pitch like you guys all have. I had to learn to sell anything. Because you can get this, you need to get, I want you guys to learn how to sell. And again, okay, we're building impulse. Learn how to build impulse. Now we're here. Okay? We're growing the impulse because we're stressing, we're putting pressure on the deal. If there's no deal, you're out of luck. Does that make sense? So every product has this. And if not, you have to make it up or compare it to an analogy with something. So I want you to think about value. If there is no deal, there is no value. Everybody here has an iPhone or would be happy having one. Even you Android old guys. Okay? So if I have an iPhone, let's say you walk into the Apple store and I told you, hey, and you're looking for an iPhone, maybe not, and I tell you, hey, we got this iPhone here for $5. What do you say?
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? Fake? Is it broken? Is it old?
Outdated? Yeah.
Because people associate money with what?
Value.
With value. So if something's cheap or free, again, we might take free things, but we do question the value. Ladies, how many of you would go get a 1-year supply worth of skincare for $5? Would anyone do it? Why not? Because you're like, something's wrong with it. Correct. It's expired. I'm gonna get a rash, whatever. Value and price. So you can never go to the customer on Frontier and say, our gig is $50. You can never do that. And if you've been selling like that, you are in luck because this is going to change your life. The prices are so good that you might have been selling like that. People need to know the real price. Now, if you walk into the Apple store and I tell you, hey, we just have the new iPhone 17. It retails for $1,100 on our website. If you get it right now, though, you get it for $5. Are you getting that iPhone or not? Tell me, even if you have an iPhone, you're getting it because of why? Because of the deal. It's just a good deal. You'll sell it. People now you go from not needing it, now you're going to sell people that don't need it at all. They're just getting it. Why? Because it's a good deal. Would anyone here be opposed to getting a $1,100 iPhone right now if I put it in your hands and you just pay $5? Would you ask any questions about the data transferring? No. You wouldn't give a rip. Same with shoes. You come into the Foot Locker store and I'll tell you, hey, we got these on clearance for $4. You want them? You're like, who's used them? Like, what's going on with them, right? But if I tell you, hey, you have the new J's here, everyone's paying, and this is Fuji now Advanced, everyone at the website pays $1,300 for these J's right now. We sold 6 pairs today for $1,300 every single pair. 6 of these pairs today. If you get it right now, it's $49. What's their reaction? They're going to say, give me 5 before they ask you for the size. Because they don't care the size. They'll sell it if it's not their size. I was selling hair straighteners. Guess what the bald people would tell me? Come on, guess. But they would take it. Because if I'm pitching, hey, it's a straightener, it's $200, or it's $40, they'll point at their head. I was in the field selling hair straighteners, and I'm not joking, with an accessory kit, whatever, and they're pointing at their bald head, and I'm like, I'm doing something wrong. And then they taught me this. I'm like, hey, sir, I know you might not have personally a use for this, but these straighteners, they retail at our website. People right now are buying these, right now, for $200, which makes sense, and then I'm going to qualify it. This is what you need to learn today. It makes sense. It's $200 because they last forever. You know, they actually have a lifetime warranty. So that's why most people use these for gifts. Today, they're only $49. You know anyone with hair? And the bald guy would be like, I'll take 2 of them. But then my new person that was in the field untrained, I would be like, how was your day? Well, dude, like everyone was bald. No, seriously. Right. There are a lot of dudes in this store. They don't, in their head, they reason it. They make it reasonable. Do not reason with losing. Oh, well, you know, a couple dudes, they just, of course, you know, dudes don't buy straighteners. Well, that does make sense. Dudes don't buy straighteners, but if there was a good deal, you know, people with iPhones don't buy iPhones. If you have an iPhone 16, you're not buying a new one, are you? But if I give you an $1,100 iPhone for $5 right now, would you get it?
Yes.
So you need to learn how to stress the deal for pest control. And by the way, you need to get, so I'm going to explain the high versus low. You need to do this. We're going to practice. This is all we're doing today. We're not doing a meeting. We're not doing announcements. We're not doing nothing. We're going to practice. And you got to use your motions. Hey, it usually retails. In retail, because people understand it's the price online. That's why you got to use that word. You use the wholesale price, or in pest control, we would say, what would we say? Instead of retail versus wholesale, you would say usually our price online is, what is it? 127, but today it's whatever, because why? Labor Day? Because you're in our route. We do it, it's usually $127, but because you're in our route, we're doing work for Charlotte down the street, we throw you into our regular customer price for $40. Now they're like, well, that makes sense. I'm getting it, just because it just makes sense. I'll have 2 pest controls this month. You will find that. Now you have to say dollars connected to the high price. Dollars versus bucks is a psychological thing you've been doing all your life. So when you go to your mom and you're like, hey mom, you were a kid and you're asking your mom for money. And you're like, hey mom, you know, I need money today. How much you need? I need like $40. And your mom's like, $40? Dollar sounds like what? Like a lot. How does buck sound? So, okay. So the dollars versus bucks remains people of spending versus saving. When you use the word bucks, it reminds people of a deal, of savings. Just $40. Yes or yes? Yes. When you use the word dollars, it reminds people of value, but also it reminds people of spending. Oh my God, $40. $40, that sounds like a lot. I'm using everything I can get because I'm building impulse. Okay, does that make sense? So you got to say high price and you got to qualify it. So here's an example for pest control. It's usually, you go on our website, and I'm nodding my head because I need them to do what with me? I need them to agree. And when I nod my head, people will nod their heads with me, at least a little bit. And I promise you, be exaggerated with this today. Build impulse. I need every gimmick, everything, the bat, everything. Hey, so I know you might not be interested. Hey, I'm not interested in this. I got somebody to do this. If I'm already through my short story, they're like, I'm not interested. I'm like, I know you're not. Agree. I know you're not. The reason everyone's still doing it, though, is because, man, our website has this for $127. which makes a lot of sense. And now you give them, do not neg them out on the high price. Do not piss them off. Like that's a lot. Don't do that. Because now you're talking bad about your own product. Imagine walking into the iPhone store. Hey, this iPhone's $1,100, but don't worry, that's too much. Now you sound thirsty like you want to really sell it. Does that make sense? Don't be thirsty. Qualify it. Be confident. That's the price. You got to pretend you're the CEO of Frontier, Zach, and you're the CEO for pest control. If the CEO was there at the door, would he want to sell it for $127? Yes. And what would he talk about? That it's worth it. It's a steal. Imagine if you can get them to agree that it's a steal at the high price. What are they going to do when they get the low price? Buy it or not, I'm not sure, but is the impulse going to go up or down? Up. So what you do is spending versus saving, retail versus wholesale, high versus low, get them to agree that the high price, it's reasonable. Don't get them to agree to buy it. You got to get them to agree the high price is reasonable. You get it? And then that's why you got to qualify the high price. So we're going to do that. Okay? And this is different for every pitch, but qualify high price. Do not neg them out on the high price. That's you, your confidence, you're being weak. Don't be weak. Grow a backbone, okay? Hey, it's usually $127, so I'm talking about pest control right now. Hey, we usually sell this for $127 to all of our first-time customers, which makes sense because we take care of the ants, wasps. We come every time if you want us. I'll come put a smile on your face, leave you a donut in the mailbox. It just makes a lot of sense. Right now, though, urgency Fuji, low bucks wholesale. Right now, since you're in our route, boss said we can do the regular customer price for you. So the reason everyone's doing it here is because it's $40. So instead of $127, you can recap. Instead of $127, which makes sense because we have the highest quality, it's actually $40, which is why we have people referring their friends. Hack there. Do you get it? You have to stress the deal. But you cannot go ever again, please, promise me this, into any door. You can never go again into a conversation with your girlfriend. Everywhere you can stress the deal. It's usually this, which makes sense. If I'm doing an interview, oh, Richard, you're using the 5 steps to a conversation during your interview? Yes. Stop being skeptical. I'm trying to get people excited to be a manager here. Is that bad? No. What I would try to neg you out or what? What do you want? Some people are skeptical, like, oh, they're trying to sell me into the job. Well, what do you want me to tell you? The job sucks or what? Like, I'm making a lot of money. The job changed my life. I want you to be excited about it. So I am using this. Hey, usually this training, and this is true, we invest $30,000 to $40,000 for each person. And it takes a regular company 5 to 6 years to go through this training. It takes 5 to 6 years for somebody to go from entry level to CEO in a restaurant, which makes sense, right? We're doing the training in 6 months. Now you're like, if you're a fast, competitive person, you're like, okay, do I qualify for that? Does that make sense? I'm not trying to sell you into the job. I'm trying to get you to be impulsive and excited. Because what would be the alternative? To get you not excited. Does that make any sense? I want you excited about this business. You want your interview excited about this business. If they're not going to take it, it doesn't matter. You don't want everyone to have the interview. By the way, we disqualify hundreds of people before they come here for a second round interview. You don't have to do much of the disqualifying. Sometimes you do. But when we bring in somebody for a second round interview, they've been vetted. We probably do like them. It's not 100%. But you don't got to worry. You can get people excited. Now, I don't want to be thirsty about it. Don't worry. It usually takes 5 to 6 years, but don't worry because here's just 6 months. Now you're thirsty. Does that make sense? Don't be thirsty. It makes sense 6 years. Get them to agree that it's reasonable. Not to buy it at the high price, but it's reasonable, Ahmad. For Frontier, what would I say? Hey, usually our gig, or you can say our highest speed. How much is the highest speed? 7 gig? 7. And how much does it cost? 109. 109. How much does it cost on the website? On the website is the same. Okay, well, you can use that. Hey, usually our highest speed goes for $109, which makes sense because we blow out the competitors. Right now, and then this has to be fast because, again, you're on a curve here. Usually our highest speed is $109, which makes sense for the speed. If you were running like a lot of internet, for us right now, it's 49 bucks, which is why everyone switched today. High versus low. Do it with your hands too. Come on, copy me. Usually it's $109.
Usually it's $109.
Which makes sense because right now it's 49 bucks.
Right now it's 49 bucks.
Does that make sense? You have to have the high price and the low price in every pitch for the rest of your life. And I want you to practice this today. Stop trying to sell like a thirsty person. Just watch how people's face, watch how like a tennis game. You see a tennis game, what people are like, you see that?
Yeah.
Watch today. Learn how sales isn't about you. Sales is about you understand human behavior. Watch how people look at your hand go from up to down. And now their body is like a representation of the deal they're getting. Because it went from that high of a price to just right now it's 49 bucks. And watch them be like, damn, that's a good deal. I kind of want it just because it's a good, I don't need it. But I just kind of want it. So what do? You're creating that sense of impulse right now. And look, I saw you back there. You're like doing this. You see my boy back there is doing like this? No. Like this. Go high. Exaggerate. Think about Chang showing you the back of her teeth back here. Don't just do this smile like you're just a cool guy. You're just like, hey, how you doing? Don't be cool. Stop being cool. Get rich first. Okay? Stress the deal. It's $109, which what? Which makes sense. You have to qualify and sound confident on the high price, which is maybe if you want to learn some product knowledge. So read it about the 7 gig on Frontier. Hey, it's maybe get some testimonials. Go to ChatGPT. Why would anybody get 7 gigs? And maybe it says like, hey, that's what Google uses in their offices. Okay, cool. Well, hey, usually it's $109, which makes sense. That's what Google uses. And I want a head nod. That's what Google uses. It's a high speed. And so like that makes sense for Google to pay $100 a month, not for me. Which is why right now, the 1 gig speed for you guys is 49 bucks right now. Right now. Which is why, and then again, Fuji. You can Fuji if you understand this. Which is why everybody here is switching. It takes 2 seconds. And now it's super, does everybody understand this? This is what we're going to practice. Okay, now it's super important that you go to the close. You have to close immediately. And closing is not selling. Closing does not mean to sell. Does anybody want to guess? What does closing mean? Closing, the word close means assuming the sale. Selling is different. When do you close? So close is assume the sale. Now, when do you do it? At the height. When does it happen? At the height of impulse. So and then how do you do it? This is when. How is you got to ask an A or B question. It has to be a question, and it has to be A or B. Both options, A or B, means you're doing it. Do you want gas? Do you want the 85 gas or the 87 gas? What does the both answers mean? Person's getting gas. Do you want the vegetarian option or the chicken and beef? What does it mean? Person's eating. Think, okay? So you have to offer 2 options on the question, but both options include what? Buying it. Does that make sense? And that, okay? So we're going through the presentation here, and then you get here, you have to close. The moment you close, the impulse drops. You have to understand how the curve works. Because now they're realizing they're spending money. Is that exciting for anyone? No. So even if it's a great deal, the impulse is going to drop. So you have to close at the top of the impulse, which is always at the end of the word bucks. It has to be less than a blink of time. You got to go from the word bucks to close immediately. So for Frontier, I need to know this now. For Frontier, what's the closing question?
Morning or afternoon.
Okay. For pest control, what is it? So it has to be immediate. It has to be no comma. It has to be the same sentence. The transition from 3 to 4. If you pause, you kill the impulse, and it's done. And you ever feel like you're pulling teeth, and it just feels so nasty with the customer, that silence? that's on you, okay? No silence. So it's Frontier. We're gonna go step 3 to 4. And then you gotta learn how to use CPR. We'll talk about that. Hey, our 7 gig retails for what?
200.
And no, tell them the truth. I think it's 109. It's 200.
Yeah, so on the website.
Whatever the highest
109,
price on the
and then
website.
it's got 200 crossed out. So it's like
200.
210 crossed out, 109.
And by the way, if you can, I'm talking here to the masterful people here. Use Fuji in between this. So instead of saying our website retails at 200, a more advanced way to say this for you advanced people could be like, in our website, everyone clicks on the 200, everyone pays $200 on our website. You just click and everyone's paying $200. I'm giving them a picture of a story of people paying. Hey, when people go to our website, everybody's paying $200 for our highest speed, which makes sense. It's what Google uses at their offices. Right now, the reason everyone is signing up, and it takes 2 seconds, by the way, sir, I'm out of your hair. They dropped it to $49. Morning or afternoon? What do you want to do? We're going to be here anyway. That's it. The moment you ask that question, the impulse goes down. Okay? And your killer here will be silence. That's where you have to CPR. You might have to re-stress the deal. You might get an objection there. Oh, I don't know if I want to do it. Agree again. Go back to step 3. Agree. I understand. Most people, they're usually concerned with the price. The thing is that everyone pays $200. You go back. Right now, it's just $49, which is why it just makes the most sense. We're going to be here in the morning, but also in the afternoon. What works best for you? And I close again. They say no twice, I'm out. But you cannot stop. You cannot say the word bug. This is how you'll know. If you want to experience embarrassment and you want to really suffer, I've been here before, just say the word bucks with the greatest pitch and just stare at them. Like it's for $49, so. It's almost like you're like, you want to do it, right? You have to close. It's like somebody at the drive-thru that's like, okay, you're like, patty melt with fries. And they're like, okay. You'd be like, hey, move me to the next window, right? What? Right? Normally they say anything else, right? But imagine silence. It's the most awkward thing. Silence will totally kill you here, which is why you move into step 5 and you rehash, okay? And you rehash, which remember, the word here, and again, this is what separates people that make $1,000 a week to people that make $4,000 a week in training, is you're getting a sale from the sale. Remember, I'm not going to write it all down because it's long, but it says, remember, everybody has another sale hidden. Everyone that buys knows somebody that would buy. Every single one of you, here's another trick, here another hack. You want to build your team? We still have to interview them. But every single one of you know one person that would love to be in this business, the growth that is in this room, and run an office. Every single one of you know at least one person. And they could be here and they could be on your team. If you 5-step the conversation to them, we put them through the interview process and they got to get hired and pass background check and all that stuff. I'm not saying it'll work for everybody. But every single one of you could do that because everybody, right now you have a person in mind. Just like them. They're like, I don't know if I would do this, but like my grandma does need, every time I go to my grandma's house, there's all these spiders. My gosh, my uncle the other day was complaining about Spectrum like being sucky since he started working from home. It's terrible because he needs the connection to be okay. Everybody has another sale hidden, and if you do not ask, they're not going to offer to you. Hey, dude, would you like to sign up, my friends? They're never going to do it. I always stay with them, and I make them call. I stay because that customer, that you can leave a door with 2. How powerful is that? If you just learn how to rehash, okay? But again, what we're going to practice is all of this, and I want you to really learn to stress the deal, nod your head. Look at the website. You know what would be very smart? What do you think would be very smart if the website has the $200? Show them. Don't just shut up and show them. Like say, sir, but deal with the objection. They're going to tell you, hey, I got to talk to my wife. Hey, I just want to show you. And look, let me just go here on frontier.com. I'll put the phone in their face. Frontier.com. Look, so you see that? What does it say? I know what it says. I just want them to say it with their mouth. What does it say there? What does it say there, ma'am? What's the price there?
200.
It says 200? Yeah. So that's usually what everyone pays, which makes sense. It's what Google uses at their offices. Qualify the high price, make it reasonable. The reason I'm here, they took me out of the office today. I don't know what I'm doing here. It's $49 for the same thing. That's why everyone switched up. It takes 2 seconds. We're gonna be here tomorrow already. You don't even have to bother. It's morning or afternoon work better for you. Bam, close them right there on the spot. What card do you use for your internet? Pull it out. Pest control. Oh, I already have some. Is that the most common, bro? I already have somebody?
Or I spray myself, yeah.
I spray myself. Say, hey, Doug. I spray. I go through this whole thing. I close. I'm like morning or after. Or what is the close for?
Monday or Tuesday.
We're coming Monday or Tuesday. What day works best? I do it myself. I'm like, dude, I get it. Agree. I get it. I just think your time is really valuable. And by the way, we have a professional service, which is why it makes sense. We usually actually charge $127 because we do a full go around, qualify it, wasp and ants and whatever in their mom and whatever. Dude, you're in our route. You get our price for $42, you're gonna love it. And we're gonna be here anyways. Does Tuesday work better? Or we're gonna swing Monday. You're gonna see the truck. I close again. And if they're giving me, I'm 2 no's and go. If they're giving me a third maybe, I might just go again. And usually, if they're there, they're not going. They want something. But again, the point is, I want you to picture this curve in your brain. Okay? You can do this with anything. You can do this with any product. Okay? You can do this with an energy drink. You practice this at home with your family. Like, you can stress the deal on the can. Again, could you create impulse? Practice this. Could you create impulse on a shitty item just for the sake of creating impulse? I want a person excited for 0 things. See if after talking to me for 2 seconds, they can get a little bit excited. Hey, this marker? People pay online $3. They actually pay $12 because they come in a case, which makes sense for 12 markers. My marker right now, it'll write you 10 miles for $1.99. That's why most people are getting 3 because just, kids are coming back to school. I don't have kids. Most people know someone with kids. What a gift. Do you need 3 or do you need 4? I just got you a little bit excited than you were before this about a stupid marker. Learn how to do this with a jacket, with your deal. You have to know your deal. On the thing, it said $127 for the non-mosquito.
156.
How much isn't it?
Sorry, 127 for the non-mosquito, 156 for the mosquito, sorry.
I would be saying 156 because I'm not lying. I'm like, hey, sir, we usually charge $56 for our whole deal, which makes a lot of sense. We even do mosquitoes. We do the whole deal. Dude, the reason we're here is because you get our basic stuff for just $40, which is why we're doing it. Everybody's in our route already. It take us no effort. You want to do Monday or Tuesday? Which looks better? Try it out. I'll do Monday. And then there's that period of the QR code, I guess. Then there's that period where silence, you cannot have silence, Sierra. That's what I was going to tell you. When you're a quiet person, you have to learn to go to their flowers. They agree. Let's say they say Monday. And now you got them. Now it's a fight. And if they're silent, they're going to create more questions and objections. And the silence is going to kill you. And and this is where you ruin your attitude because you're going to think you had them. And you did. You just ruined it at the end. So now you have a high expectation and it still goes low. So you have to be like, hey, it's Monday or Tuesday. Now they're struggling to pull out their phone. Here, scan the QR code. By the way, again, no silence. You have to get good at this. No silence. Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday, perfect. Scan the QR code here. Now they pull out a crappy phone. It doesn't work, whatever. I'm like, dude, how long you been living here in this neighborhood? This is now no silence. How long you been living in this neighborhood? Dude, it's actually a nice place. What'd you do yesterday with the rain? Isn't it weird that it just rains and it's still so hot in Texas? It's kind of weird, yeah. By the way, that kind of comes out with a lot more bugs, huh? Anyway, you guys have kids? Dude, is that your car out there? Whatever it takes. Do not shut up. And in between stuff, I'm fixing the issue, which there's usually a technical issue. Oh, scan the QR code. Oh, it's not working. Okay, you know what? Let me try it on my phone real quick. Let me put it on speaker. What kind of music you like? Talk. Make them talk. You know who people love talking about? Themselves. So ask them about themselves. Hey, tell me about what'd you do through COVID? Oh, that's a big one. What'd you do through COVID? I know people were crazy during that time. And in the meantime, I'm getting this QR code to scan or whatever it's broken. Or whatever, sometimes the Frontier page doesn't load, or the partner portal, whatever. There cannot be any silence, because the impulse, like, dude, it'll go immediately from, and who's felt that? Where you're on step 4, you close, they agree, and by the time you're done with, there's an issue with the partner portal, they're like, you know what, I just don't have time today, and you lose them. That is the very moment, who can picture that moment that has happened to you in the past? That is the very moment in which your attitude departs. And that is when you need to take that. If you are not able to recognize that, if you don't feel the little buck in your chest, if you're not able to recognize that, that is when you need to take a mini break and call your upline and say, dude, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. That is okay to take that break. What you can't do is carry your emotion into the next door and pretend like it didn't happen because you're a hard worker. No, be smart. Recognize, I just lost it. And I'm frustrated. Like the person said yes, and then because my phone didn't work, or maybe it's Frontier's fault, like the call center, or something. It could be the client's fault. It could not be. That's going to happen. This is his life. Then you lost your attitude. I lose my attitude still with stuff like that. I lose it. I just focus on regaining it. I don't focus on pretending that my next pitch I still have a good attitude. I focus on regaining it and regaining my smile. Sometimes I need a 5-minute break. And I need to realize, okay, dude, maybe I call. What could I have done better? Man, it's the 3rd time today. Whatever. But regain your attitude. Do not continue with like trying to push with like an ungenuine attitude. You have been at a door with an ungenuine attitude? And is that not what happens when you have that ungenuine attitude? You never go past step 1. This is how you know you have your attitude is your problem. It's because you're not going past step 1. Because you're not actually enthusiastically smiling. You're being disingenuine. It isn't working. So people are saying no thank you before you even offer them $1 million for free. They would still say no thank you because they're shutting the door on you, because they can just feel that tension you have, that you're frustrated about something. Does that make sense? Who's ever felt that? You ever walk by the mall on somebody on a kiosk and you just feel the disingenuine attitude? But you can't prove it, but you just feel like you're like, this person's going to sell me. And you just walk away. You don't want your shoes clean. You don't want the creams. You ever feel that? You have any proof, though? You don't. So that is a person that lost their attitude and continued to work without getting it back. Don't do that. It takes a humble spirit, but you got to recognize that I'm frustrated. By the way, I promise you, every upline you call with a frustrated attitude, but the problem is if you keep calling and you don't apply the feedback, and you call every day, every 4 times a day because you're losing your attitude, then you're not applying the feedback. But every upline you call, they lost their attitude. The higher you go, the person that's lost the attitude in the room the most is me, because I've been here longer than all of you. So if you called me about losing your attitude, the last thing I would do is chew you out and tell you that you're a loser. I will tell you, Jesus, I've lost it too today 3 or 4 times. Let's talk about it. I am good at regaining it. I am not good at not losing it. I lose it all the time. Assume it. You're going to get no's. You know, Charlotte yesterday, she's been doing 0s and 1s the whole time. And I can see it in her face. She had a disingenuous attitude, and she just was like getting beat up by all the no's. And I told her, you have to stop. You're going to get no's. The best salesperson is going to get the most no's. You have to stop looking for yeses and just look for no's. And she was at 0 at 6 o'clock, and she networked with another owner. She networked with Rachel, and she was on the phone with Rachel, who is also a new married lady, and she's also a new owner. And she's like similar personalities, very bubbly, and they networked together, and they talked. And she kept going, and she kept regaining her attitude, and then she did 4. Her best day ever. Yeah, clap it up. Yeah. But it's because she understood how to chase no's, because chasing no's is easy. When you put yourself in an easy position, you don't have to regain your attitude all the time because it's an easy position. So you just assume I'm just going to get a bunch of no's. Go get the no's. Go find them. You go do this to the highest high and the lowest low and say bucks real quick morning or afternoon, and then look at the customer and be like, tell me no. You just can't. You just can't. Come on, tell me no. And your new guy's going to be there like, damn, that was good. I want to buy it. And the customer's going to say no, and you're going to be like, I could have got you. You should feel like that. And then understand, I'm going to go get 35 more of those. There is no way. If you do the pitch the way I just did it, there is no way you don't get 4 people to say yes to you. Like, do you believe it? Yes. You need to believe it, but you need to sound like that. And here's hey, record yourself. See how you sound. I sound passionate, but I'm not like this all day. But I'm doing the pitch. I'm getting in the mode. My eyebrows are popping. I'm looking for buying sounds. I'm like, yo, this is usually 200. You know what? Fuck, let me show you. Look at the website. People are paying $200 right now. They got me on a polo out here on this musty day because it's 49 bucks. Everyone's doing it. Dude, we're here in the morning or in the afternoon. What you want to do? Got to talk to my wife. Call her. She's going to love it. Your wife's going to save money. Your wife would be mad about you saving money. No, get the thing. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. You're going to call me back. You're going to say, Richard, thank you. I'm having another kid because you made me get the internet. My wife was so happy. And then they're going to laugh and they're going to be like, unsure, and then you're going to re-stress the deal. Hey, man, again, I got to tell you, it's usually $200. You can buy it next month for $200. I'm here because it's 49 bucks right now, though. And we're going to be here Monday doing it for him. Alejandro, down the street, you just do your thing anyway. Do you want Monday morning or afternoon? And I want you today to feel the pain of your customer to say no to you. They'll say no, but they're going to be in pain. They're going to leave the door. And look, you might get an extra cancel that you shouldn't get because people are going to get it. And then they're going to close the door and be like, damn, I didn't need any of this. That was a great guy. Friggin' Martin did a great pitch. What the hell am I? And if you did a good rehash, they'll stick with it. You know what? I'm going to try it. It sounds like a great deal. I'm sure he's telling me the truth. But I want you to feel the pain of the customer unable to say no to you. Because you're building so much impulse. Focus on on this, and then do the game with your people. Try to see if you can pause enough during the high and low to get a wow. See if you can wow the customer. If they say wow, is their impulse high or low? High. And what do I do when the impulse is high? Close. I close. Morning or afternoon. I might skip through some of this. If I see their impulse is high, I might not do 3 key facts. I might just do 1. Because as soon as I see the wow, morning or afternoon, we're here anyway. Does that make sense? Do you think you can use this today?
Yes.
This is a conversation. It's a dialogue. Learn to fill up the silence with CPR, creating personal relationships, talking about their jacket. Again, people love talking about themselves. Man, you look so good. Give them a compliment. You look so good. And is this your outfit for working from home? Dang it, man. I look like crap every time I'm at home. I don't know. Criticize yourself. Be nice to them. They'll talk, and then go through the QR code. Go there, morning or afternoon, 12. Just go through that fast, and keep referencing how everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing it. Yes, sir.
One question for the Frontier for the presentation. We usually get the phone. How would you add that in?
We usually get the what?
We make them do a speed test on their phone. So how would you do it on that?
That would be a part of this, right? So that would be a part of my key facts. So tell me if I'm wrong. And again, never pitched Frontier, so you can correct me. So I would be saying, I'm here with Frontier, and the badge, the short story is the same. I'm here with Frontier in the same C factors. That would be a part of my key facts. Hey, the reason why we're here is because you're here do you have to ask them if they're with Spectrum?
You can, but you don't have to. But I usually do because that's the majority of everything.
Hey, so what I would say is I'm trying to get myself to the high versus low. I'm trying to get to this. If you can get to saying today 15 times, usually it's this much, but right now it's this much, $20. And the nod and make sense, it's this much because it's obviously so high quality. If you can say that 10 times today, you're going to sell 4. The thing is, I got to get to that. So I would throw that into my key facts, the speed test. I'm like, hey, I'm here with Frontier, short story. And everybody here is switching their internet because they're just overpaying. So I'm just supposed to show you, and if not, I'll be out of your hair. That's what I do because I want to let them know that that customers love to hear that, by the way. They love to hear that you're going to leave if they're not your person. It's like, hey, I'm not going to sell you if this is not you. I'm here. They sent us because they're overcharging you, I believe. So I'm just going to check, and if not, you're good to go. Real quick, just play, and again, no silence. Real quick, just pull your phone and put speed test. What do you have? And then they're pulling it out, and I'm getting information. What do you have? Spectrum? Okay, so just so you know, it should probably show, click yes on the speed test. It should probably show 500, right? Or whatever. What do you say? Yeah. It should show 500. So I almost want to assume that they're good so I can then be surprised. So just let me know if it says 500 there, I'm good to go. And I'm almost like, I'm about to go. And then they're like, I'm like, what was it? And then it says 11. Right? Or what does it usually say? 100. I'm like, wait, 100 or 1,000? I'll just pretend a little bit. It's 100 or 1,000? Let me see.
100.
And then I'm like, ooh. Oh yeah, well, this is weird, but I guess it's having a lot in this area because it should say 500. You're actually overcharged. So, just so you know, For us, usually, we charge $109 for 7 gig, 7,000 would say there, which makes sense. It's what Google uses. Right now, our 1,000 speed, which is 100, like 10 times that, this is $49, which is why everyone's switching. We're actually going to be here morning or afternoon. Which one works better for you?
Morning.
Oh, but I already have Spectrum. It's okay. How much you pay again? Renew the pain?
$70.
You pay $70? Like I said, and I don't want to, the same way I want to make sense with the high price, I don't want to destroy the competitor because that's what they're expecting me to do. So I don't want to talk crap about competitors because that's what they expect you to do, thirsty salesperson. So I'm like, $70? I might throw a little like, oof. Yeah, they really got you there, but I'm not going to totally destroy them. Well, if it's $70 and you're paying 100, is that what it said again? 100. What, 100? So it's $70 for 100. You might not need it, but like the reason everyone here is kind of doing it is because first of all, we're going to be here anyway, so you're just going to see us. It'd be super easy. It'll take 2 seconds. I'm removing pain of time. Take 2 seconds. And also it's like, for us, it's $49. It's $49, but it's 1,000, not 100. It's 1,000. So like, speed's just better. It just makes more sense. It's usually mornings when we do better, or would you rather us come in the afternoon? I gotta close again. Never end on the $49 and shut up. Never, 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 never. Number one rule of how to lose the sale is do steps 1 through 3 and never close. If you never ask for money, they will never give you the money. Never give you the money. Yes, sir, or yes, sir.
So what's a proper way to like rehash pest control?
So on pest control, I would be upgrading them. And again, I would try. I think when you master this, how are you doing? Are you getting the 1s and 2s now? Are you doing more than 1 a day?
No.
So if you're doing more than 1 a day, I would focus on this. But once you get good, you're in practices, you're going to be a beast, and you're going to turn into understanding like these people that are doing 2s and 4s now. And then I would recommend you're going to stress the deal from $156 down to $96, and you're going to realize how it doesn't matter the price. Right. What matters is the deal. So you're going to learn to sell more mosquito because you're going to say it's 156. You're going to build crazy value. 156 makes sense because we are removing your bugs for the next 30 years. And right now it's just $96. We even do the mosquitoes with that. And so you're going to see a lot more people signing up for the 96 as you get confident with like dropping the high versus low and closing on the spot. And then I would rehash this with probably some information and data to remind them that we'll be here every month or every quarter. So hey, here's the number for us. You can call us every month. We're going to come once a quarter automatically, but if you need more help, we'll come every month. That's where the $42 comes from. And look, we've been doing this for years. Let us know if you need any help. I'll leave you with my personal number. You'll get a text and a message, and I just leave them on a good note. By the way, who else do you know that could use this so I can get some referrals? Just tell them the truth. I need to make more money. Who else do you know that would use this? Who else do you know that actually has a need and they want to save some money? And they're like, I don't know anybody. Come on, everybody knows. And I'm trying to end on whatever. And another way to end it is paint the picture. Like, paint the picture in their brain of what's going to happen so they don't cancel it. I paint the picture. So I'll be like, hey, just so you know, Monday, you're going to see a dude pop up. He's probably going to park right there. I want them to see, picture the van. It's going to say Truly Nolan on the van, right? Does it? They're gonna get out of their car. They're gonna knock your door to see if you're in. But if you're not in, they're still gonna do it because they're gonna go all around your perimeter. You're gonna see a guy spraying something. Don't worry. Remember, it's non-toxic. Your kids are gonna love it. You ever remember smelling gasoline and it smelled great? It doesn't smell like that. Kids are gonna love it, and they're gonna spray all over that. And they're not even gonna talk to you because everything's good. It's taken care of. Now, however, here's my number though, because you have any questions, you can text me. I'll be faster than customer service. I don't want them canceling. If anything, I want them reaching out to me, complaining to me, so I can resell them. If anything happens, anything you don't like, whatever, you text me. I'll immediately call, and I'll get you taken care of, sir, because it's my name on the line, reputation. I don't want to mess it up. My name's blah, blah, blah. Nice to meet you. But does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
And so then the rehash typically would be an upsell. So like I would go into mosquito. But mosquito's going to be easier to sell when you go from 156 down to 96 versus from down to 42 up to 96. So, but I want all of us to write, what time do you normally leave?
2 minutes ago. No, I'm just kidding. Leave for break or leave for?
Leave at like, what time is break usually?
12:30.
12:30. Okay. So, and we didn't do announcements. Yes, sir.
Real quick, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Let's just say like, since we do sell like Frontier, right? But we can also sell DirecTV. So
Yeah.
it's like a whole nother product we could roll out on.
That would be my rehash. DirecTV is my rehash. But you have to pitch it to everybody.
Towards the end, right? Like,
at the end, after the sale. And again, if they say no to me, I'm throwing it right on their face, because when they say no to me, I'm just trying to leave as quick as I can. So they might be interested, and it'll be a simple pitch. I'd be like, hey, by the way, since you already have your thing, we also have, do you guys know the new DirecTV deal? There's like Hulu, what's the deal, Danny?
Hulu, ESPN, and Disney
ESPN
Plus.
Plus, you can get that for 3 months.
Martin, do you know the deal? We should have Martin explain it. But anyway, I'll get Martin to, but the deal on DirecTV literally right now is like Hulu, Disney Plus, and something for the same price.
ESPN.
And ESPN,
Months for free, though,
3 months for free.
and you can get a gift card.
So I would immediately, if they say no right away and I'm about to leave, I'll hey, by the way, did you know DirecTV now has Hulu, ESPN, and Disney Plus for free? And I'm just trying to get a quick yes or no. And they're like, no. I'm like, hey, well, you want it? No. Okay, bye. But if I made the sale, that's if they say no. I still want to offer it to every person that says no. Because they might be like, actually, yeah, ESPN for free sounds good. I'll send them just DirecTV. I'll try again. Hey, you sure you don't want Frontier still? Like, I'll try, but if they said no, I'm just selling DirecTV. Now, if I do sell Frontier, then I'm going on DirecTV. I'm like, hey, and I forgot to tell you. So I close. I set the appointment. The appointment's set for tomorrow. Once it's set, I'm like, dude, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you. Forgot to tell you. ESPN, Hulu, and Disney Plus. Free. For 3 months. When you get DirecTV, since you're a Frontier customer, you get it at a discount.
And they get $200.
You didn't know that? And then they're like, and then you explain the offer. If you sign up right now, blah, 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 blah. Most people are doing it. And they're like, that sounds good. ESPN, I can see the fights. Disney Plus for the kids, everybody wants it. But it's almost like I have to close the deal, and then I'm like, I almost forgot. I might even be like leaving and be like, oh my goodness, I almost forgot. Yeah. Because everybody has another sale hidden. And by the time they left with you, they're really excited. So they're like, yeah, I'll listen to you. What's going on? Think about it. If you had a good experience buying a car, would you kind of go to the same person to buy a car? You would. Because you were like, that was a good experience. I can feel he didn't scam me. He was awesome. He was funny. Hey, yeah. What else you got? Actually, my niece said about buying a car one day. I'll look at it now. Give me your number. Right? We all do this. You know, if you find you ever go to the same restaurant all the time and you kind of want like that waiter? Like, I want that person if I can, right? Because I know them. Right? So that's you are that person. So again, the best part, oh my gosh, the best part. But DirecTV is very simple. If you do not pitch it, you will not get any sales. So, but with the deal that you guys have now, I'll have Martin send a recording. So you guys can have it. So does this make sense?
Yes.
Announcement. Monday is that we talk about Labor Day. We did not. So Monday is a special day. We also have a special deal for Monday only. Monday is Labor Day, which means we're going to have here's the best part about Labor Day for us is that usually our people make double or triple the amount of money because everybody is home. So guess what that means for us? We're not home. we're gonna go work. And we're gonna start earlier. It's gonna be similar to a Saturday schedule. We're gonna finish the day at 5, not at 4, but at 5. We're gonna meet here at 8:45. So we're probably gonna do a leaders meeting before that. We'll announce that on Slack. But we're gonna meet here at 8:45. Monday you can come on field close already. There won't be any interviews. And we have a special, we just can't tell you now, they don't let us. But Frontier and Pesca, we both have a special thing just for Monday, which is going to make the day either a lot more money or to go home a little bit faster, which is cool. And that's Monday, Labor Day. They have offers because they know everyone stays home. So for us, it's usually one of the best days of the year. So does that make sense? What time here Monday?
8:45.
We'll remind you again tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow it's 9 o'clock, same as usual. And there's an optional or not an optional. There's a leaders meeting we'll announce that starts before that. But that's tomorrow. That's the only announcement. Do we actually need to do more announcements?
Team night tonight, that's it.
Team night tonight. Go. But you know what? Go with a great attitude. I want you to control the impulse today. Really practice this. We're going to practice until 12:15. And I just want everyone with the high and nodding your head. Like, again, how exaggerated could you be? A lot of you guys' problem is you do very well practicing, but then you don't do it there. You have to practice it, and you have to have the courage. You got to get the butterflies out of the stomach to practice. But I want you to learn how to manage the impulse curve. Learn how to get a wow. Get a wow from the customer and close them right on the spot. Learn the ability to sell something to someone that doesn't need it. They're just getting it because it's just a good deal. Ladies buy makeup or they buy skincare all the time. Do you think they have nothing at home? No, they buy it because it was a good deal. Ladies, do you buy clothes?
Yes.
Do you have any clothes at home to use?
Yes.
But you buy clothes, why? Because you just like it. It's a good deal. Learn to create that in a customer by using the stress the deal and closing on the spot. Can we practice that? Leaders, can you guys help me? This is not, look, and this, I know this is common sense for some of you, but not for everybody. Practice pitch is not a time to talk about yesterday. It's not a time to talk about the customer that pissed you off yesterday, or it's not a time to have a conversation like, yesterday this happened to me, or no. Yesterday is yesterday. You never can be able to fix whatever happened yesterday, good or bad. You do not talk about yesterday. We're only going to practice, and we're just going to practice this. And I don't give a crap what happened yesterday. Nothing is important about yesterday anymore because we can't change it. If you can't control it, maybe it is a big deal, but if you can't control it, why would you focus on it? You're just going to end up frustrated trying to control things you can't do anything about. So we're going to practice high versus low, and at 12:15 we're going to go on break, and at 12:45 we're back, and I just want you guys to master the skill of building impulse. Feel the pleasure of someone feeling pain to say no to you. You're going to get people to say no to you today, but I want you to look at the customer and you're going to be like, man, you're having such a hard time saying no. This is working. This is working. And try again and learn to push. Learn to do step 3 and 4 again after they say no. Learn to build impulse. Remember, they woke up, they stood up to open the door. Their goal was not to be excited to buy Frontier, man. Even if it's the best deal. And Frontier, can we all agree, it is the best deal we've ever had?
Yes.
They're still not excited. You have to create the excitement. You got to be excited. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You guys think we can practice that?
Yeah.
Juice.
Juice.